everybody, dear friends. We are back. Oh, we are with Kausar. Hello, Kausar.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, I love
Good to
your
see you
background.
this week.
We are
Yeah,
again
how
with
are
the
you doing this
13
week?
Pillar Society for Peace with our
Yes.
pillars number 6,
Wow.
multiculturalism and peace culture, which is a very, very beautiful topic. And just after our geopolitics of last week, we had to go on with peace culture.
Actually, I know our session's gonna be too long today because this subject can cover a lot of things, and it will be really manifesting a lot of our experience on this subject because we had worked so much on that, and we have so much materials as well that we can share with our viewers today. So I'm sure that we can talk a lot about this subject, and especially we're trying to shift into a new generation of new what can I say, enlightenment generation, where we can bring really the peace to the world. If I can start talking about this subject, I can tell you from my experience, especially when the war started between Iraq and Syria and Lebanon, especially in this region. I attended so many workshops and so many seminars and conferences and trying to dissolve conflict between the areas and trying to promote peace really. And if you see most of these organizations, they always talk about peace in the world, and especially the United Nations and all the whoever trying to act upon this. And it was so surprising for me to see they're always talking about the problems. They don't know how to solve it. They always talk about the people and how they act against each other by killing and wars and terrorists and this and that and killing the kids. I mean, if you can, if, I couldn't even watch TV any longer. I can't watch the news any longer because of all this. I mean, talks and talks and talks and all negative, 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 yellow media. They call it yellow media. I don't know why they call it that, but basically, it's a lot of talking about the problem. They never, ever, ever talk about the solution. And I remember one time we were here in Lebanon, and there were people from Yemen, people from Iraq, people from different religions as well too, trying to come with bunch of papers and files and talking about this and that and how they make the bomb and how they were firing on them and all this new kids. They come and brainwash kids between 15 and 20 because they're so young, and they're trying to get them to do such a thing in the name of peace. So I sit and just watch. And I was watching for the whole session, the whole day, and trying just to be a good listener and see how I can promote the thing that we learn on this subject. And I came to one of the guys. He was the host of the show. I said, if you can give me 1 minute to talk. And he said, yes, go ahead. I mean, I introduced myself. I said, you all coming here to talk about peace. And none of you talk about peace. You all talk about war. How are we going to have peace if we don't talk about peace? So we're not here. And I remember, you have all these quotes as well from different speaker and intuitive speaker all over the world who had talk about the subject, and we're gonna go over it together. But especially like Mother Teresa, I mean, we can force peace. Peace has to come from inside. We have to be kind to each other. We have to be peaceful to each other. We have to respect each other. And especially when we're going to talk about culture, we're going to see that our culture is really rich in so many grateful things. And this is what we really wanted to share with each other. Put everything else inside. And when we start finding something similar between our culture and something similar between the thing that we promote to humanity, we will start promoting peace really. But other than that, just talking about war and trying to promote peace is not gonna work this way. It doesn't work at all, especially for the people who's in charge for that. I don't think they have uh, the ability to talk about the thing we're gonna talk about today. And I wish that everybody who's listening to us today and who will be listening to our session later on and watching it over and over to learn from what we're going to promote to them, that peace can come only if we really have it inside our heart and we really can be kind to each other. I cannot promote peace if I'm fighting with my neighbor. I cannot promote peace if I'm fighting with my brother. I cannot promote peace if I'm not kind to myself, first of all.
Yeah.
So, all this kind of thing, we're going to talk about it, and how we can improve such communication in our society, how we can highlight the good things in our society to promote this kind of thing.
Definitely. There is a now the three pillars of peace: peace with oneself, peace with the others, and peace with
Yeah.
nature. And then we will see we have two PowerPoints. We have now 8 pillars of peace. So there is a lot of information and practical ideas and tips and recommendation. So I think it's a very important program. I think it's a core actually, and all the other pillar of the 13 pillar
Yes.
society
Yes.
will just go around this main one. And as you said, first peace inside. I am part of the peace. I am the peace. And then
Yes.
automatically we will have peace with others, peace with nature, and automatically local peace, and automatically national peace, and automatically world peace. It's a maybe long program with a new, but with a new generation, with the children we have nowadays, the young people and the baby, they exactly what they want. So my guess is 1 or 2 generations we will see huge changes on the face of this planet, and that's the good news. So hold on with us. It's a long program today, but
You
we
know,
will cover everything we
I
can.
can talk more about the thing that the way that we are in control of our thoughts. When we study chakras and we study the main local energy flow in our body, and this is really where we register our thought. you know we think that our emotion come really from our brain. It's not really what it is. Our brain is the machine that filter this information, but we register all this information in our body. And the energy flow of every single thought is registered in the chakras. So the chakras basically mean it's the wheel of energy in different spot in the body. So the main 7 chakras, we can say it's like the main cities, and the other small
Main
chakras
cities.
are the main village, we can say, in the city. So of the city. So we have so many other villages, as you see. So to make it a continent or to make the whole world. So it's all the big pictures in the small us in us. If I need to talk about that, always the first chakra, where we call the base chakra. Here, when everybody you see them talking about us, when we talk from this chakra, we always put the sentence with the we do this, we do that. So we talk as a group, and even I promote everything as a group. So I am belong to certain culture. When I say we, I will be talking about this people, or I'm belong to certain parties. When I say we, I promote these kind of who I represent, basically. So I always talk from a group of people, group of culture, group of community. So whatever is the group, I always talk from this area, the base chakra. So whenever we are more grounded and we are more stable and more with less fear, less stress and all that, you feel this kind of chakra can represent society and culture as well, because we always talk about it in groups. So if we really have a good society with peaceful culture, that chakra can be really very much stable and balanced. But as we see it from different continent or different places where we have war now, especially, you can see this on all over the news now. There is so many places where it's not stable any longer with the government and all that, and they're trying to create a revolution and all over the place. We see this chakra is not stable any longer. We're trying to promote peace for that, especially. So if I really need to work on people, I really need to work on them on that special chakra to be more grounded, to be more related to what you were saying earlier. You say that earlier that we are one. We really need to be connected to the community and to nature and to all that. So basically, when I connect myself to the community and connect myself to nature, you create that stability in the chakra, especially in the base chakra. So base chakra is what we really need to work on for this culture, for this peace culture pillar. The second one comes is the sacral. They call it the sacral chakra. The sacral is like at the level of the navel. So here you can see me better. So the navel is what I do for peace in my community. So here it comes me as part of this community and how much I can do for it. So sometimes, let's say, if you're a religious person and you're part of this community, a religious community, you say, oh, they do fast all the month. I don't want to fast. I don't believe fasting. So here you talk from the second chakra. You talk about your belief system and how you apply it in your community. So this second chakra, where most of the people have problem with seeing the correct vision. They don't see the vision where I can really take what's the best for me as a human without hurting anybody, especially my neighbor, the society that I'm living, and create a beautiful environment for me and others. They always talk about, oh, I hate this and I hate that. I don't, especially if you see the new generation, they always argue and they don't want to be part of that. And you see them, they're very, very smart. And you see that in our society and most of other society that we travel together. And you know that we really see that this new generation broke all the rules. And they do see, I do see them on this level of consciousness. They are making revolution from this part because the first part that we were talking about, the base chakra, is not stable. So they're trying to act upon this to fix the first one. So, and when it comes to the third chakra, which is the yellow one, is the brachial plexus, or they call it the third chakra. It's the chakra where I can come with myself or the ego in me. And this is what the humanity comes alone. Do I want it to be a part of this community? Do I want it to be to use this community for myself, or I wanted to do the best for this community to be part of it? So being judging myself, being not good to my community, act upon something that it hurts me more than the community. This is all comes from this chakra. When it comes to the heart chakra, I don't want to talk too much about the chakras. We can learn this in a later pillar as well. It comes the heart chakra where all the love for peace, it comes alone. And this chakra actually can heal all the other chakra. If you have love in your heart, you don't need anything else. So peace comes alone. And really, this connection between the heart chakra and the other chakras is by thinking in a high spiritual level. And love come alone. And we all know the heart chakra is right in the middle of our body where we get all this energy from all that. So having enough love can heal all this. And it comes to the throat where I have to work on my speech, and and I need to promote speech to the word, I really need to move all the negative form of speech from my sentence. And this is why I can promote it. By saying that, I don't want to say I hate this and that. Hate word is really strong and powerful. I don't want to use it in my dictionary whatsoever. And I really wanted to tell this to every single teenagers because I hear them a lot saying this word. I hate this, I don't eat it, I hate that, and especially to their friends and all that. So basically, thank you. I'm reading the question. Basically, what here we're trying to say: don't use the strong, powerful word like hate, and could should like trying always to be better than what you are. Just use it in a more like if you don't like someone, say it exactly the way that I said it. Don't tell them that I hate you. Tell them I dislike you, or I don't like you. So the powerful of the registration of the word on your brain has a big effect on you as well. It can bring the negative vibe inside of us. And this is really proven. We had so many research and we had so many studies on that. And we can see that the brain filters the word love. It doesn't filter, or like you can say, but does it in a different way. So it doesn't register not like it or not love it. So he doesn't register when I say to person, I dislike you, or I don't like you. The brain register only like, doesn't register not. So the negative form is not registered in my brain. So if one day I got to see that person again, I would maybe the filters on my brain is not gonna function the same because I didn't tell him I hate you. I just tell him I dislike you. So I might be able to love him again. So this is what I'm trying to say here. And if I need to go on and on with the third chakra and the crown chakra, we can say a lot there because most the new generation, we have talked about that before, they're very much enlightened without even knowing. And they have all this sixth sense that we call it sixth sense, this intuition feeling. And they do really they're very very smart, and they know this is intuition, so they follow their intuition basically. And I think if really can advise them more often and be after them, we can see them promoting peace all over the place, and we can do it with a big shift like you always talked about that too. We can do it with no time. I mean, this new generation, I really depend so much on them. I think within the next coming years, we're going to see a big blooming light of peace all over the place because this new generation is not accepting all that whatsoever. And I deal with them every day in the street, in college, in universities, in school. And I really, I'm so active, me. Um, if I don't get to bumped into them in schools and public places, and I do see them basically on all the social media. We talk to each other, we comment each other. I know they are so much ready for all what we're doing for them now, and I'm sure there's so many people in some other place doing the same thing that we're doing, me and you now. This circle is growing bigger as much as you can imagine. And when I talk to the people here, I feel the thirst. They don't want to let go, so I would be standing at the door because I would open a subject at the last minute. Sometimes it's not the subject. And then I would have another visit at the door, just telling them more about what we're doing and what's a 13 pillar society and how we can promote peace through all this society that we're trying to create all over the universe. So it's not hard and it's very easy. We just need to tell them the way. And I do believe we do have the way. And this is what make us different from others. We don't want to keep talking about the subject just the way it is, we really try to find a solution for them. And the solution is really easy and simple. We just need to put everything else in the table and start working in ourselves and our community and in our nature, and just combining all what we have talked about from the six other pillars until now, five other pillars until now, you will see this. We're just really building blocks over each other to come what we are now, because the whole 13 pillar society, they will be like tools to promote peace, really. We're doing all that just so we can live in a peaceful culture and peaceful society. And all the other pillars are tools for us. Basically, this is how I see it.
Beautiful. Yes, indeed. The entire 13 Pillar Society, which is born from the seven petal school idea, not
Yes.
idea, because now we have many schools in many countries. The
Yes.
seven pillar, no, the seven petal school. At the end, we have the multi-youth, the multi-university, and the 13 pillar society in this order. And that's very logical, and it's all oriented to peace culture. What
I
do
mean,
we do?
I
Do you
think,
want to go with us with the PowerPoint? How is your internet?
yeah, great. I'm good.
Great.
Yeah.
Wonderful. We have two PowerPoint. The first one is peace culture and multiculturalism. And this no,
Well,
the first one is peace
here.
culture, and the second one is multiculturalism.
Well, I
Sorry,
just want to mention here before you move on. This is the peace flag. A lot of people, especially when we work with the kids, they don't know the difference between this flag and the peace sign. We're gonna show the peace sign later on, but this is the peace flag. You guys are there. I want you to see the difference. It has three dots in a circle.
Yeah, this is a peace flag. I will take this away, la marca. Let me see. Okay.
Hello, Karina.
Hey, hello, dear. Yeah, please, you can go and put in comments. Thank you for the little arts as well. And if you see the program afterwards on Facebook and or on
Yes, and
YouTube,
please share
always
it.
put
Share it as
comments
much as you
because we
can.
see
Yes.
them. Again,
I,
what
I
did you
I would
say?
like them to share this with their friends and their and the society that they live in, and see what that they can comment on that, because we really wanted to hear from them. And every single society, I'm sure they have so many jewels in their culture. They're so grateful for everything what God gave them and what our society has given us. I'm sure there is something that we dislike here and there, but I really want you to write something in a comment about the thing that you like in your society, and focus on that. Just count the blessing on the and let us know about it more, because we're really trying to learn a lot more about every single society and culture.
So just now we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a sixth
Why?
pillar. And this is a continuity of last week. Last week we saw new geopolitics and solidarity. So today we have peace culture and multiculturalism, and we'll finish next week with social multi education and solidarity,
Yes.
and leadership. The new leadership is called secular transformative leadership. So it's three programs with
Wow.
the peace topic. It's worthwhile because this is the core idea. So all the rest will go around. The rest is creative sport, preventive health, high tech, low tech, and so on, quantum education, renovate art, biourbanism, ecology, alternative energy, conscious economy, and personal development, which is very important because that will help us a
Mhm.
lot with inner peace. Just
Yes.
to remind you the global frame of the 13 pillar society.
Yes.
And last week we saw like geopolitics and political geography, and it was with, I remember the name, it was Klaus Don, I remember. And then he said about that geopolitics is about to dream the new society and to not only dream it, but to project
Mm,
exactly what it will be and how it will be, and
mm,
ecology. And from that, automatically will end up as well with peace culture. It's inside the new geopolitics. There is no other way. So
yeah.
that's not new. 1 century ago, it was proposed by Alfred Mackinder, that's England, if I recall. And there is at the beginning the old story about idealism or liberalism versus political realism. Meaning, yeah, this is beautiful. You talk about peace, but the reality of the country, they want to protect their border and resources and power. But that's the old energy. We are getting out of this, and now we go to the consciousness of peace. Exactly what you said about the new generation. And then
Yes.
you will see some young people, they did a beautiful PowerPoint on multiculturalism, and you will see it's so fresh and so beautiful what they did. Remember, and I want to thank all the teams, it's not two-person talking and Giovanna and
Yes.
you, Kausar, and me. It's
Yes.
a whole team behind young people from different
Exactly.
countries around the world. And I want to thank the team because
Absolutely. I'm
the
so
team will see
grateful
the
to have
picture.
them all. Yes, I'm so grateful to know them because they're so wise, they're so young, and we learn a lot from each other. I do respect all that, Naomi.
And the last one is, and then a step further, and that's thanks to Martin Luther King Jr. And he introduced the global geographic ethic of peace. Exactly what you
Mm,
said. Instead of talking
mm.
about war and weapon, we talk about peace, ethic, personal development, and it's a new consciousness rising up on the face of this planet. Finally. So we put here the main leaders. I'm
Yes.
sure you can recognize them. Mother Teresa, Martin Luther King, Gandhi, Dalai Lama, and Mandela. They are great leaders. And
I wanted to ask the viewers to watch the story for each one of these people who made a big, huge difference in the whole world with what they have done for their community and for their country. Really, they become ideal people, and they become like something that we can look back into and realize what they have done for their community that promote really peace and resolve so many conflict and war. Especially, when Gandhi worked on such a thing, he went fasting for how many days? For 7 days. He couldn't eat.
more than that,
Yeah, I don't
yeah.
know, for over a month or so. Yeah, you can listen to his story and hear the movie. I watch a movie about him too. He was fasting for over, I don't know how many days. He was almost gonna die, and all the community came down at the end, and the revolution started, and the peace agreement went with the border country with Afghan with Pakistan, I guess was it. So you will hear a lot of great story about these people.
And from all of them, the lesson is you can't get peace with war. With war, you
Yes,
get war. If you want
exactly.
peace, you act with peace. And this is exactly what we are doing now on a
Yes.
large scale and inside the schools. So we can learn a lot from them. I recommend from if you have a school or in a community or in your family to get some movies about those great leaders and from them to start to build peace wherever we are. Now the invitation is for everybody, not a couple of leaders, incredible leaders, but everybody's invited. This is the next invitation. It's all of us.
Mhm.
And we will see more about this. Oh, do you know Federico Mayor Zaragoza?
He's in UNESCO.
Yeah,
No?
he's from Spain. He's
No.
a wonderful person. Now he's
Okay.
almost 90 years old, but his all life
Oh my
is
goodness.
about
Okay.
peace. He has been in UNESCO for 16 years, always about peace. He started the decade, 10 years of
Mm.
promotion of culture of peace and no violence for the children of the world, this famous 10 years of peace. And now he's a president. Can you imagine? At his age, he's extremely active and he's the president of the
Wow,
Foundation Peace Culture in Spain. So we will definitely invite him for a special program. And
wonderful.
now we have the multi-U, we have the digital university, 3,000, 4,000,
Mm.
5,000, and we will do something both in English and Spanish. And I want to mention his name. He's very famous in Spain, and definitely we know each other. We met once in Madrid,
Oh,
and
wonderful.
he's a
Oh, great.
wonderful person. Wonderful. See, from everywhere we can change
Mm.
things,
Mm.
and he's
Absolutely.
a great leader. Every day he will be with peace culture. Now they have a program, a big program in a theater in Madrid, and then we will do online, and
Mm.
definitely hand by hand or hand in hand we will do things together. And talking about hand in hand education, the best way, I mean, or a smart way. Now, everything is good, but one way we really bet on. Can I say bet on? We really
Yes.
want to focus some energy and time is education. And we have a huge program how to have peace culture inside school or any kind of education establishment or community or whatever you want to call it, schools or
Yes.
learning community. And this is very important. We have three books. I will show you at the end which books. You are going to hate me. It's in Spanish, but if you want to
No.
translate, we will agree.
Sure.
This is
We can
the
work on
famous
that.
flag. Oh, I will show you
Yeah.
the picture. Where is my picture? Hold on. I have one here. Let me see. No, it's not here yet. Okay. I will talk about the flag later on. I recommend as well this book, the book of Daniel Goleman, Emotional Intelligence. Daniel Goleman did another book, The Power of the Good or Una Fuerza para el Bien, Power of Good or Power of Love or Power of Compassion. And The Dilemma has another book about the power of
Mhm.
compassion. So that's beautiful books as well. One more book I really recommend. It's
Non-violent.
No
Oh,
Violent
communication. Wow. Yes.
Communication
Yes. This is
by
very
Marshall
important.
Rosenberg. It's very practical. Marshall Rosenberg went all over the place.
Yes.
Palestine, Israel, I mean all over the place.
Yeah.
And with thanks to this method, no violent communication and how to handle peace circle and peace dialogue, peace,
You
not war
know,
dialogue, peace. He did a great job. And this is very practical. In this book, you can have
you know,
the
they
dialogue and
use
how
his
to do
book.
it.
They use his book in mediation now. You know, and mediation, it's supported by UNESCO and United Nations as well too. They sponsor a different project and for mediation, and they're teaching most the communities, different communities affiliated with, you know, different nonprofit organization and the you know, related to them, to fund certain projects related to positive, you know, nonviolent communication. And you know, I told you that I took that course and we're almost done with that with the UN Women's. So
Yeah, how was it?
I had read his book, and it's an amazing thing. I mean, if really can learn nonviolent communication, and this is, I think we should push this to all, especially youth, more than before college, because the kids in the early age have to learn that. It's not only when they go to college, you know.
Dun, 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 dun. You knew
Yes.
I was about to put this. This is actually, yes, it is a kindergarten in Chile, a town
Mm,
called Coronel, and it's a mining place, meaning it's not the place you would expect to have a kindergarten with peace culture. But mind you,
mm,
every morning they do a listening circle. They know how to listen to each other. They know how to express their feeling without hurting others or oneself or getting maybe mad or upset. They know how to do it in a mature way. And they are only 3, 4, and 5 years old. And I went to this place and I couldn't believe it. This plus
Mm.
the circle was large. I said, with so little kids, how can you have a listening circle? And they were painting mandalas, and they knew how to breathe, and then they would hug by groups. They don't want to hug two by two. They want to hug three, four, five people or kids together.
Oh.
And the teachers were amazing because the idea with a teacher, they don't talk. They let the kids solve problems, listen to their feelings. If a kid will say, "Oh, my cat is dead and I'm so sad," the other kid will tell him something about the cat or about a solution, or the cat is in heaven and is fine, or whatever. And the director said, "Yeah, it took me 1 year to have to stabilize the emotion of the teachers so that we could have the peace circle and the listening circle." So definitely this is possible. And then I will show you which book. And ta 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 ta, here is our flag.
Here's the flag. Yes.
The flag was in 1932. It was between the two world war. And that was like when it's from Nicholas Roerich, a
Mm.
Russian person, and he very, very. The idea behind the flag was not to have the Second World War, and he was really going everywhere with this flag. And it was a painter. He had beautiful painting as well about inner peace and a couple of things very interesting. And that's why this is the first time we had this specific flag, and we still use it. Nicholas Roerich. You can look upon his life, and how he did that, and how the whole thing starts worldwide. So then, about education, the very nice things about Delors, it's a Delors report, learning
Mm.
the treasure within, and it's 4 pillars. And the last one is learning how to be. And that's pretty good. Learning how to do, how to live together, which is really peace
Mm.
culture, and learning how to know. So this is for the first time education is not only knowing or just subject, 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 math,
Mm.
math, but to live, to do, and to be.
And to be,
So
yeah.
this is a great step. And actually, Education 3000, the first book, was based on this report, and then we grew up, and then we had the seven petal from those
Mhm.
4 pillars.
Wow.
That's
Okay.
the way we started. Yeah, yeah. Actually, to know was a yellow petal, to live together the pink petal, to do the red petal, and to be the purple petal. And then we put ecology, art, and we put sport. So that's why we had seven. And from seven, we have
Mhm.
the 13 pillar society. Yeah, a whole story. It took us 20 years of studies and teamwork.
Mm.
Teamwork. The other big things is 89, the Seville, this is Spain, statement on violence. And peace is possible because war is not a biological misfortune, meaning they hire some anthropologists and they say, yeah, war is cultural, it's made by people. Naturally, the human being, a baby, is not violent and doesn't want war. So that was a great step as well. I got it a bit fast because we have so much today, but I don't want to skip any slides. Everything is important. It was all the steps that we built up to go towards a peace culture that now we really want in our heart all around the world, especially this year, 22. Then we have this famous decade. Remember, we told about the decades with Federico
Yes.
Mayor Saragossa, and it was
Mm.
10 years where we talk about peace culture and no violence, especially with children. And it was promoting it's called multicultural dialogue. Very important. Recognize we are one
Mm.
family. To divide the word was not a very good idea. Now we recognize we are one. The other one, 2015, restoration of education. That's from the UN as well. And they talked a lot about how to learn to be, which was the fourth pillar of Delors' report. Learn to be as a
Mm.
fundamental axis for a more human, sustainable, and peaceful world.
Mm.
Definitely. And I remind you, sustainable world. So the peace with nature is completely
Yes.
considered, and
We should
green
honor
and
that. Yes.
ecology. So
Absolutely.
now we have peace inside, peace with the other, and peace with nature. Wow. I don't know why I'm so almost emotional.
If I can
That this is
choose,
a
I
huge
would
program.
choose peace. Yes.
Yeah, this is
Peace.
exactly what my heart wants, and
Yes.
I won't say mission, but purpose of life, with through education, through all those programs, through the 13 pillar society, we 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 manifest, we have peace inside, and peace outside is a reality. We did a program on internet a couple of years ago. It's I can choose and I choose peace. And that was after when I went to Syria. Maybe I have Syria. Yeah, yeah. This is me. I was with you,
Yes,
right?
yes, we were together. Oh, oh my gosh,
And
yes.
it was at the border between Lebanon
Well, I
and
can tell you
Syria.
that day I was so scared that something's gonna happen to you. It was a disaster there, and I know we cried a lot together. We have seen so many disaster as well. Maybe we didn't see people dying in front of us, but we heard a lot of stories, and we have seen so many houses where down to the ground. I mean, it was so sad. We saw some kids and we got them some water and candies, and you took some picture with them. It was a really broken heart for me, and I couldn't leave you there. I was so scared that something's gonna happen to you.
I know, I
Yeah,
know. And
yeah.
what
Oh my
happened?
gosh.
This is right at the border between Lebanon and Syria. And when I saw this
Yeah.
sign, it says, they say, with love and peace, welcome to Syria. Do you want to say it in Arabic?
بالحب والسلام مرحبا بكم في سوريا.
And I
And
couldn't
you
believe,
remember, and
I
you
couldn't believe
remember,
it. They talk about love and peace, and they are in war.
yes,
So wow, I was
yes.
so impressed. I jumped out of the car and I said, I want a picture. And you said, you can't go out of the car. This is a
Because
war
you remember
country.
they came
And we
after
took the
us. They
picture.
came, they were like, you cannot take picture. We were just like taking picture with the sign. You're saying you're promoting peace here, you know?
Yeah, because it was a military zone, it was right at the border. But with love
Yeah,
and peace, welcome to Syria.
yes.
Because we have to remember, Syrian people, the culture of Syrian people is peace culture and multiculturalism. And Aleppo from Syria was very well known in the past for being extremely open, multicultural, and have all the religion and the different culture all together and living in peace. So they were um, really a peace that was famous for the peace culture and their openness. So, okay, so let's go. So, if not, we get emotional with this picture. And
Let's have a look.
remember, I said about the
Yes.
8 levels of peace now. Let's see
Hmm.
if I can take this away. Where is it? The 8 levels is
It's
peace
very
with
important
oneself.
to remember this. I mean, with each one of these, we can talk about like an hour, but each one of these all together can really make what we're talking about. You cannot do peace just by being good to yourself. You cannot do peace by just teaching the kids in school and not trying to apply it in every single step with that you're going to be talking about. I mean, this is really, I love what you're talking about here. And I know that you're too good at it. I'm going to leave it to you to explain it for them.
Mhm. And this is practical. Peace with oneself is what you say, the heart chakra. Remember, we can't go
Yeah.
to the upper chakra and connect here with the crown chakra if we don't open this one. This one, the
Yeah.
here, the heart is the door to the upper chakra. To get
Yes.
to the heart, we have to go first with the first one, as you said at the beginning, the grounding one. And if not, go back to the beginning of this video if you just click now or enter now, or see
Mm.
the afterwards in the middle. Sometimes when I see afterwards, I go in the middle just to see if I like it, and then I go to the beginning. And it's very important to have this. It is peace with oneself first, of course. This won't change. Peace at school. So we have a huge program with 10 tips what to do at school, and I will talk it a little bit later when I show you the book. Peace in the family and family lineage. Very important. I honor my ancestors. I honor my history, because some people, they are ashamed of their ancestors or from their background or origin, and this is not true. We can be very very starting with ourselves, with self-esteem. And peace
Exactly.
in the family. Well, no, this is another all program, but this is very important. And we can have some very good exercise in the school as well with that. Then local and national peace. We start locally before thinking about peace in the world. Then peace with nature, which is very good, and it's therapy. It's very
Yes.
healing for the children,
Yes.
for the young people. Third age. What? How do you say third age? Like people my age,
Yeah.
elders, I would
Seniors.
say.
Seniors.
Mhm.
Seniors.
Seniors, seniors. Peace
Yeah.
in the word, of course. And the here, for instance, if you have a school or you have an educative environment, because some people they don't want to say school anymore. They don't like
Yeah.
the relation with the
That's
word
true.
school. No, we don't want school anymore. We want a beautiful learning environment where we all learn from each other and is flexible and is peace oriented. This is another definition of the school now. So in Peace in the World, you can have map of the whole world when we all take give hands or we all are together. You can do a mosaic or you can do a collage or you can
Mm,
have pictures of all the beautiful continents and different ethnic groups and on the walls. So it's visible. When we talk about peace at school as well, we make peace visible. So in this place is peace. So you have peace culture everywhere on the wall. You have a movie on peace. It's a culture. You have the peace flag at the entrance and the flags of the planet, flags of the cosmos, whatever, and it's visible. And the other one is peace. The other one,
with histories and
after peace in the
religious.
world, is universal peace. This is a concept I really like. I learned from indigenous people from Colombia actually. You are in peace with the fact you are here on earth, incarnate here with a specific purpose, and you are in peace with the global goal, which is we have to raise consciousness and peace with the creation itself. So it's a large concept, but it feels good inside. You are in peace with the whole, I would say, plan, or the at least the
Mm,
fact you are here on earth for something specific. That's nice. Some people they have a nice purpose of life, but they fight with
mm.
it. No, no. It's better to be
I,
in
I,
peace
want,
with
I
it,
wanted
and
to
it's
say
easier
something
to be in
about this
peace
one
and do
here.
it than to fight against it. Go ahead. Sorry, we
Uh,
have a
no,
delay.
no, no, you're amazing, dear. But I remember my teacher used to say, when we do things, we always do things for others, not for ourselves. We always have a robe and we tied it in a robe. So whenever that we get to see that person, we always pull that robe, reminding him that I did that for him. We don't do it just for the love of it. We always do it
Correct.
for a reason. So if I need that person one day, maybe he can give me that favor that I gave it to him one day. But as you were talking about incarnating on this lifetime and having this kind of path, we all know we've been together in past lives. I'm sure that I've been with you in past lives together. And we're continuing this process together here today,
Beautiful.
not because just I mean my path is your path. No, just because we didn't finish it from last generation, from last path, last life time, and then we're coming together again to finish it now. And if we couldn't finish it in this lifetime as well too, you never know if we're going to see each other in next life as well. So
Yeah,
so
and
when we
we will
really
be
wanted
ready
to
to go on.
exactly when we really wanted, what I wanted to tell our viewer here, you might not believe reincarnation, you might not believe past life and coming lives, but I just wanted you to do things from the love of your heart without any attachment, no attachment whatsoever, and let the universe bring back to you the people who really wants you to be in your path to grow more with the great society that can really fit your needs, because we all have needs. And if we really look around us, sometimes you wouldn't find anyone, but ask the universe, ask God, and I'm sure that He's going to bring you the best people. You wouldn't imagine how I get to meet Naomi, and I'm so happy to have her in my life and working on this together. It really bring a lot of joy to me, and it bring a lot of peace as well too, because we learn a lot from each other. So I just wanted to tell you, whenever you ask and it's giving, it's just you have to sit between yourself and God and ask him to bring the best people for you to manifest this kind of thing. And I'm sure the universal peace, it's the consciousness together, it's the collective consciousness. Collective consciousness come from us, us all together, you know, the consciousness of our community. The collective consciousness is when I go outside my little box that I just created for myself, to be and open the lid out and just look around and see. Sometimes we feel like so much like the stranger between other people, and feel like, oh, this culture is not mine, and it doesn't is not belong to me, or this people, oh, they're so weird, or this people, they're so nasty, and I become criticizing them. But look at this from different perspective. Look at that from your learning ability to be in this society and trying to promote something new to them. Learn from them the good thing and give them the best out of you, and then you will realize it's always win-win situation. I always tell my friends, if you have $1 and you give me $1 and I gave you mine, you still have $1 and I still have $1. But if you have a new idea or new something to learn from you, you give me what you have, and I give you what I have. You would have two, and I would have two as well. So it's always there is a winning situation. It's peaceful sign. So this is what we call universal peace, because we don't want to do anything and always tight it in a robe. And whenever that person do something back to you, you're just gonna tell them, "Oh, I did this to you, and you didn't come to me and save me whenever I need you." No, don't do that. God's gonna send you way more if you just do it from the heart without any attachment.
Yep.
So
Okay. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, win-win situation. And peace with history and religion. History, we have to learn from history, not to fight on history. If a war was not the solution, next time we have to find the best way, and it's not with war. Religion, if we just realize all religion is about to love each other, that's it. We don't have to fight over our religions. So this is very important. And when you know it from school, from very little age, this is a huge step toward our beloved peace
But
culture we
you see,
really want.
it's again, you know, you were talking earlier about the nonviolent communication. We cannot solve this without having nonviolent communication in our history, to our history, because history can bring revenge to a lot of people and anger. And especially, you know, talking about war, and some people until now, they lost their family, they lost their houses, they lost somebody that they love, and it's still in their back memories. So the filter, the way that we think about it, it hurts. It hurts a lot.
It hurts.
So, and we do a treatment for that, especially with my hypnosis sessions that I do for my clients. I take them back to that moment where I can release that pain to promote more peace for them. And they always talk about that time of history where the war was in Lebanon. I was maybe 13 years old. I don't remember a lot of part of it. And I moved to the state. I was 16. So I don't remember that part really. And I lived in the state for 22 years. Um, and when I came back, and they start telling me more about that time, and I was like, and especially now we're trying to move away from all this, and they trying to remind more of what happened, especially the time of election now. When the time of election, they try to tell you again, oh, remember what they have done to you. Don't vote for them, you know? No, this is not gonna happen. I'm not scared of the new generation. I'm not scared of the new people who's coming to create new change, because this generation has really the solution. We are more open to each other. The religious, that never ever any religious that you can, practice all over the world. They never ever teach about hate. They all teach about love, about community, and service, and all that. when it comes to each one of them, they promote themselves as the best. This is the only the thing that we're trying when we talk about enlightenment. Enlightenment is when I really choose to have my own path. But when I talk about religious, it's the religious that somebody already have opened this path and they want me to go through it. So some people love it, some people doesn't, and but you know, at the end, you cannot use this path to promote war and talk about peace through that. So we're trying here to talk about history as a lesson for us to learn, not and to really to learn from it. So the
Yeah,
new
to learn from
generation,
it.
they don't really care about history. They don't care about what happened. They don't want to listen to that. Even they're even to some religious restrictions. You know, there's so many restriction in part of the religious where it used to be done in, I don't know, so many centuries back. It doesn't fit our society now. Why do I have to follow certain, you know, I don't want to say anything about it because I do respect each one of them, but if it doesn't fit our need now, you know. But I can tell you this new generation taught me more than what I taught them. I swear.
Mm. Yeah, it's
And
about cutting a loop. You know, when you loop,
yes,
I want to revenge, or this hurts me, so I will go
absolutely.
on with this loop. So the new generation and you and me, everybody watching this, we have like a compromise or a promise. Okay, we
Yes,
start this loop and we start the new loop. It takes courage.
absolutely.
It
Yes,
you have to be a pioneer. You have to be very noble and brave because there is a lot of forgiving. I forgive you,
yes.
right? Pardon.
We do
I
have
must
to
say forgive.
forgive.
This is a culture
Yeah,
of we. It's not like we don't we forget everything. We know, we learned, we thank, and we go on. But it takes a lot of courage, and this is exactly what's going on now.
what they
And
say that you
you have to be a
forgive, but
very
you don't
noble
forget.
person to do
You
that.
forgive that you forgive the person or the society what they have done on that time, but you don't forget so you can learn from it because you don't want to forget
Exactly.
what happened. But I'm sure that you don't want to keep taking revenge. We're not here
If not,
keep
it's
doing the
endless.
same thing anymore. No, no, we need to change the way that we're acting against it so it can stop. Otherwise, it's not gonna stop. Language 3000 and culture of peace. Yes.
Yeah, we use language for peace culture, definitely. So if you have a school or at home, and many young people, they love to learn languages and to emerge in other culture. At
Mm,
least in your school with Education 3000, English, local language, well, not Spanish because I live in South America, and Portuguese, Chinese because one-fifth of the population will write or read Chinese, Arabic, or any language that goes Hebrew as well, that goes from left to right. So you have a
mm,
new connection and it's very
mm.
poetic. Other languages or your neighbor language, or if you have refugees, you can learn the language as well. And I was in Turkey. I didn't tell you that, and I was at the market, and I wanted tomatoes, but not that much because it was huge. And I say, shoo. I said, I don't
Mm.
remember
Mm.
what the meaning
Uh,
of half half.
Nos, nos,
Nas, nas, nas. And the guy said,
nos.
"Oh, you're from Syria." Yeah, yeah. I said, "Nas, nas." He said, "Oh, you're from Syria," and he was so
Yes,
open to me. So I can see,
yes.
yeah, learn the language of whoever is visiting you or whoever is around you, and sign language and the local language. Like where I live, we have a lot of beautiful language from the
Mm.
indigenous people. At least where I live, we have 36. It's a lot. In India, they have 700 dialects and languages. So you know the local roots and sign language. So we use
Well,
that
well, they
definitely
say they
for peace
there
culture.
were one. It's not a story. It's like the all what they call them. It's not a story. Um, they say when God create languages because he was mad at a human because he couldn't so they can separate them from each other. He was really mad. But I don't think God will be mad at us whatsoever.
I
So
don't
it's
think
just
so.
a myth. Oh, it's a myth. It's not a story. So and I see here, yeah. So
Yeah, definitely.
ambassador of
No, no,
peace. Yes,
we
yes,
can reverse the situations. If language were created
yes,
to separate or
absolutely.
divide us, now we can use them to join each other. We will use it.
Mhm.
for us. School Ambassador of Peace. This is the book I was talking about. So in this book, there is 110 tips. It's like first a test, and then to see how much peace you have in your school, or you can do it for an enterprise or your home. It doesn't have to be a school. And then you have the recommendation. So it's 110 tips how to make peace visible. Remember, we talk about to make peace visible.
Mm.
And here we have Karina. I love the idea of making peace visible. We usually do not consider this idea. Yeah, you have to be visible.
Mm.
Because if everything reminds you peace in your environment, let's say a school,
So,
and you enter and you have the
yes.
peace flag and you have a huge mural of peace and you have a movie on peace every Sunday and you have concert of peace and you are completely actively involved and you have no violent communication classes and in all the corridors and halls you have pictures of the word and that we are family. If you get mad or you want to be violent or do bullying, people look at you like, what's happening to you? Here's not the culture. It's not cool to be
It's
violent,
not
you
cool
see,
anymore. So, that's true.
anymore. And then the guy wants to do something and then just realize this is the wrong place, wrong time, just go inside and then say, okay, forgive it. Or nothing happened, or okay, forgive me,
They
or
will
let's
step back.
say,
Yeah.
okay, no matter. You see, and this is very important. So thank you, Karina, to remind us this. And we have this book is called Peace Ambassador Schools. So it's an entire program. It takes 2 years, and the entire community is involved. The teachers, the parents, all the kids. It's not the idea of one teacher or the idea of Noemi Paimal of Education 3000. Everybody's agreeing. When everybody's agreeing, it will build up, and then you get this famous peace culture, visible and lived inside by everybody, by every member of the communities. And it's very feasible. I mean, we have several examples where the from very violent strictures, they switch in a couple of years to
Mm.
a real, deep, sustainable peace culture. So it's very possible. Make peace visible. I put the picture of Malala. I really admire her work. We have the peace flag, concert for peace, and peace with nature, and peace with all the different culture of your country. See, there is this is a panel of peace. They all put something. They make a huge collage. This is a huge
Mm.
mural. Here, peace with nature. Like there is an idea was to plant 1,000 trees per year, and as well consider zero bullying. They call zero bullying, zero garbage, zero CO2, or how do you say in English, CO2,
CO2.
CO2,
Mm.
at least as much as we can
Yeah.
as part of the peace culture, and it reminds you as well, and peace with your pets and peace with everybody and all the plants around here and the soil. So that's why we have the 7 Peter School for Peace. I already talked about that. And let's see what I have. Oh, something went to my PowerPoint. I will read you the books I wanted to mention. Joan
Mm.
Galton.
Mm-hmm.
The other
Norway.
one is Lederach. And the other one is
Mm.
Vincent Martinez. That's
Mm.
the books I really like. And I like this. It's Munoz is Francisco Munoz, and he's a researcher in Granada in Spain. And he says the imperfect peace. We can't have perfect peace, he said, but we can have the imperfect peace, meaning step by step. It doesn't have
Mm.
to be perfect the first day.
Yeah,
Or even
that's true.
for your inner peace. Maybe one day you get
Yeah.
angry or you shout to your kids, okay, I ask you to forgive me, and we go on. But we
It's
are aware.
accumulation work. Yeah,
We are
it's
aware.
accumulate. It's you got to keep trying until you make it perfect.
And Francisco has Peace Space. It's an old program for the school where he lives in
Okay.
Andalusia.
Okay.
Here are our book. The first book was Peace 3000, when we talk about
Okay.
the 8 axes or the 8 area that peace will involve. And this one, I think we have it in English. It's done by Nelly Chavaria and myself.
Oh, okay.
And it is this website,
Wow.
education3000.info. And it's a small book. It's a pocket book with some tips for oneself and your family. It's very practical, and you see the different kind of peace, and it's about I don't know, 15 pages. It's very easy. After this book, people say, okay, we understand it's about peace and peace culture is important. What do we do? So we did a huge book, and it's called Active Peace, with a bunch of examples from real schools, community centers, and real success story about activities that will promote peace culture and peace consciousness. Done by Nelly Chavaria as well. She compiled the entire book, and myself. It's about, we have more than 12 authors and activities presented here. And at the end, we did the School Ambassador of Peace. And this one is a big one as well, with the test and the 110 recommendation. As well, we have the practical handbook, 33, and now we made 17 more. This is all in the website. So yes, it's something very important for us. Our website is this one, Education 3000. We have on YouTube and Facebook, and an email if you want to help or if you want to share ideas, or you can put them in comments below. Thank you so much. This is our first
Well,
PowerPoint.
it's phenomenal.
I
It's
hope you
something that
enjoy
you
it
really
and you love the pictures.
absolutely yes, yes. It's a great thing, and when I remember the first time we have done it with the kids here, I gave them the paper to, and I tried to do it as a therapy as well, so it can stick more into their mind. And they were very small. They were like between the age of 6 and 9.
Mhm.
So I set them in a table. I get them the little ones together to sit as four, and I divided the paper in the middle. So I gave each person a section, and they were sitting across from each other. So I asked him what mean peace to them. They're little, so what they gonna do? They're just gonna draw something, and most of them drew their family.
We
They
look
drew the mom and dad, and they drew the house. They drew the peace sign, not the peace flag. And then I was like, okay. I asked them to talk about what they drew, and to see what mean peace to them really, just to see if they can say something about it. And you will be surprised. I mean, how much these kids love this subject. And then at the end, we took the paper, we stick them into the wall. And this is your way of teaching. You taught me that as well, to stick all the paper to the wall. So we stick the paper to the wall, and then I gave them another paper. I put the peace flag in the middle. I get the plate, big plate, plastic plate, and small cups, and we drew the flag inside. We colored the flag, and I told them, I want you to draw one picture, all of you together. After I told them so many stories about peace, and they all draw something together. Some of them draw an animal. Somebody drew the tail, and the other drew the head, and the other person, they were, and they wrote some peaceful
beautiful.
love and peace, and they drew some hearts and stuff. And then when I asked them again to talk about the thing after I taught them all that, I feel the connection between of them, because they drew together the second time. The first time they were drawing each one their own thing, and then the second time when they get together and they bring all this together as one picture, they were more happy to participate with each other and talk about it. And I realize how important to teach the kids to connect to each other and to work in groups. This is really can promote peace way,
Working
way more
groups.
easier if they respect each other and know how to deal with each other when they were little. And especially we talked about that as well, me and you before, promoting Seven Petal School, trying to change that competition part of the school system, the grading as well. In our system, there's no grading for the kids. There's no stress on the kids as well too. So this grade, trying to make the kids are one smarter than the other, it hurts them so much and without even noticing. When we do such a thing like that and trying to get them to understand they're all equal and they all can do as much as they can, and if from each person doing little part here and there to complete the work, this has given them a lot of uh, attentions and a lot of connection to each other. So this is really can promote it really way faster than you can imagine as well.
Yeah. Yeah. They say some educational trends. No grades up to 10 years old. Actually, they do that in Finland, by the way. And after that, it's
Mm.
not great. It's you have evaluation because you have to know where you are at, no problem. But it's holistic. It will consider everything: teamwork, how your emotional intelligence, and not only your knowledge or your memory, which doesn't make any sense, and your
Yes.
capacity of doing an action, of doing a project from A to Z, and how to make an impact in your community or in your friends or in your classroom. So it's completely different nowadays. And one more tool I forgot to tell you, on the wall you can put positive affirmation like I am light, I am peace, I can do it, I'm strong, we are old friend, and you put
Yes.
it on the wall so it
Encouragement.
will remind you all the time, and your subconscious or your unconscious part of you will absorb this, and you will assimilate all that. At any age you can do that as well. Positive affirmation on the wall. Or here, there is a game. I don't know if it is a game, but you have a board. You pick up a label, and it's your positive affirmation of the day. You put it here. You have many things, or you can match them and make games and all that.
Well, I used to tell the mom, for the kids in school when they do have tests, and they go in and have a lot of fear, to make the sticky notes just right. I'm gonna be good, and I will be fine, I'll be whatever is this, the affirmation. Stick it
Yeah,
on the book, stick it into the
yeah,
in the car, whatever, that the kids can keep reading it until they get into the test.
yeah. Present time. I'm strong. I'm secure. I'm fine. Present
Yes,
time and
yes,
positive sentence.
yes, yes.
Like instead of I'm not
Multicultural, yes.
afraid, I am strong. I am confident. You see, just reverse. Multiculturalism and peace. It's a beautiful. It's done by the young people of the team, and I really love it. And I want to thank Fariha. She found all these beautiful pictures. And I would like Giovanna to join us. Hola, Giovanna. Where are you? Because
Hey, how
she
are you
helped with a
doing?
couple of slides as well.
Hi, how are you doing, everyone?
Good
Oh,
to
I
see
good,
you.
am.
beautiful.
I
Giovanna
am
Yeah,
straight
good to
from
see
in.
USA,
you.
Bolivia.
Yes, I'm here in Sugarland, Texas, and I am enjoying the program and as well as helping. I love to.
Wow.
Yes, I love to belong to this team of Education 3000, Pedagogy 3000, and this program for me has been a very beautiful way of giving me all the basis for what is coming next for humanity. So I'm enjoying it as much.
And let's see if Fariha is available so she can send a peace message at the end of the program as well.
Yes, I'm going to just text her and see how she does.
Perfect. And we can put it in the comments as well if people wants to enter. Multiculturalism and peace. Oops. Oh, okay, I got it. Something mentioned Fariha, and I agree. Because sometimes you say, oh, culture, it's a couple of indigenous people and maybe some cultures in your neighborhood. But she said there is a lot of way of having a culture by just having a group of people with common ideas or common way of living. Yeah, you create a culture like Education 3000. We we want it or not, but
Yes,
we have a
it's a
culture.
great
It's a culture of
community.
peace, of
Yes.
solidarity, teamwork, and you will
Yes.
automatically create a culture. So I don't know if I can see it well, but she said, can you read real fast all the things with all the list, the outside
Yeah.
circle?
Oh,
Like,
okay.
Job
So
classification, of course, if you are all carpenters, you have a culture of carpenters, or you have a culture of your job as well. So yeah, let's go around the circle, kind of
uh,
quick, but to
I can
see it's
start
much
from
bigger than we think.
work background, greed, education, personal status, geographic location, and what's that one? Thinking style, and
Let's see if I can make it bigger.
what's that one? Yeah, social economic status, religious belief, a native born, and non-native, job classification, military experience, functional specialist, martial status, uh, political ideology, appearance, communication style and skills, and the other ones in the middle that we can read: age, physical ability and quality, gender, race, um, ethnicity, and sexual oriented identity. Yeah,
Yeah,
all
all that
that
will make culture.
can create different culture. Yes, yes,
And
absolutely.
or we separate each
I
other
mean,
and we fight for that, or we go together and we recognize the beautiful variety of this
people
humanity.
people really, and I see it here a lot in our society in Lebanon, more maybe than the state, because in the state we really have a great government where they do, work on ethnicity, and it's a free and more freedom for the society. It's not like here, but and I learned a lot from that as well. I mean, thanks God for all this. But here in our society, they do they don't understand culture without separated from the religious part. There is so many people who took over certain behavior from the culture based on religion, and then sometimes it's a bad habit. They always relate it to the religion, and the religion doesn't have anything to do with that. It's the
Yeah,
culture.
especially in your
Um,
country where you have like 19 different religions.
so
Remember, and you have the parliament based on
they're
that.
creating
So
all
it's
this
like,
with and the religion doesn't have anything to do with that. So it's really, and most countries are based on that as well too. So really have to create a beautiful new culture, more open to each other, enjoy each other's difference, and really act upon that. It's I mean, really be grateful for what we have, because this is imagine if we have all this different culture, we can create beautiful environment. We're never going to be bored of anything. Look at these pictures. Really,
it's
I mean,
beautiful,
how
isn't
much
it?
we improved from all this to now.
And it's a double
When I
process
studied the
to
American
honor.
Indian culture, I
Uh-huh.
was in love with that. Yeah,
To honor all the
yeah. I
cultures,
mean,
including our own
all
cultures,
that.
and at the same time
Absolutely,
recognize you are one family. This is
absolutely.
like the challenge of this earth. Biodiversity,
Yes,
everything.
absolutely.
It's so huge, all the variety we have, and we are one. So this is, I think, the great, beautiful cosmic lesson of this planet. See, pictures are so beautiful, and the previous one, look, all the festive attires.
Yes, yes.
It's
I
gorgeous, and
really
this
love
is
this
one
one.
planet. This
It's
is
an
the same
artist.
planet, same humanity.
Yes.
Beautiful, and yeah, this is Fariha. She put more ideas from all around the world. And then she put a couple of quotes. Do you want to read this one?
We can never obtain peace in the outer world until we make peace with ourselves. Really.
Dalai Lama.
That's true. Yeah.
Peace
Yeah.
with ourselves first. The second one.
If
If we
we
want
want
to,
to reach real peace in the world, we should start education, educating kids, children. Yes.
Children.
Yes.
Yeah, this is what we think
Mahatma
too.
Gandhi. Yeah.
Actually, the Dalai Lama said, if we if we just teach meditation and meditation,
Ah,
I don't say religion, meditation, just inner peace, to all the
yeah.
children below 8 years old, we will have peace all over the world. This is what he said. What about this one?
It's easy to break down and destroy. The hero are those who make peace and build.
Bravo.
You were talking about meditation. I can tell you something really with it's approved by science as well too. Meditation, what's the difference we I always ask the kids, what's the difference between meditation and prayers? Because you sit and pray and you sit and meditate, right? When you sit
Mhm.
and pray, you're talking to God. When you
Yes,
sit and meditate, God's talking back to
talking
you.
to
So
you.
you connect with him. So
That's
we don't know
beautiful.
that really. A lot of people think meditation is just sitting in silent. You're not in silent. God's there. I mean, give
Yes,
you a lot of hint and signal and give you a lot of messages. You need to be more open to hear them, you know?
that's beautiful. Yes.
Yeah.
This one.
Oh,
We saw this
yeah,
one, peace and build.
we saw
Yes.
this one.
Mother
Peace begins
Teresa.
with a smile. Yes,
Yes.
Mother Teresa. We must learn to live together as brothers, or we will perish together as fools.
Wow. Correct. Brothers and sisters. This one.
Handsome guy. Without knowing yourself, there is no peace.
Krishnamurti. I really like. Oh, Krishnamurti, he has a book, Educators or Educators
Hmm.
for Peace. And it's very good if you are a teacher, dad, or mom, to see this book from
Oh, wow.
Krishnamurti. Mm. It's a borderless word. This is what Faraiha put. She wants a
Exactly.
borderless word.
Yeah. Yeah. This is what I was saying. I mean, the word, if you look at it from the out space, you wouldn't see the borders. We created the
Exactly.
borders. Yes.
And many conflicts, they start because of borders, natural resource, or power
Hmm.
of some politic makers. So this is something that doesn't make much sense nowadays because we know about resource we can share. We have enough resource for everybody, and borders we know they are artificial. We can
When
go to by your region or maybe by the geographic or by the culture. You can have groups, of course, but not a border that somebody will just
yes,
put. Like in Bolivia, we have a border. The Aymara people, they are cut into two pieces and
and
called,
then
and that's Peru and Bolivia, and they are the same culture.
Noemi, and when Fariha, she's a young lady from the team, and she was sending this slide. I could grasp the idea of the youth. Like they are
Yes.
dreaming in this borderless world.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
they are dreaming of this world, and actually, we with the old paradigms we are keeping with this current scenario, but the kids, they are already living in the one that is upper borderless
Uh,
world.
Yeah, I would love Fariha to enter the studio. There
Yes,
is, she's
Jim,
from Bangladesh. There is a huge cyclone over there, so we
yes,
don't
Ivana.
know
she
how
said
the
that she would
internet situation
try.
and the cyclone situation. But
Oh,
if you
oh
see
well.
us afterwards, we want to thank you, Fariha, and thank you for your broad
Well,
vision
I
that
wanted to tell
makes a big
Fariha
difference to you.
and the kids like her and the young ladies like her. They broke all the rules. I was telling you about this new generation. I mean, and thanks to the exchanging students between different countries. They do exchange students now, and the internet play a big role on that as well too, trying to break this ice between different culture, different countries. different borders. We see a lot of kids from India, from China, from different places in the world going to different countries in South America or North America, trying to learn more about different culture and go to school there and exchanging students between the state and South America as well. These were a great impact. They had a really great impact in what we're talking about, the borderless word. The new generation, they don't see the border at all because for them, it's easy for them to be educated, to have that passport. They can get the visa, they can travel, they can go anywhere. They don't have that attachment anymore. In old days, they were living in tribes. They would live in a certain area and where they always try to care about each other and scared they're gonna leave this space and all that. And I remember in Virginia the Amish people. I don't know if you ever have visited the Amish people in there in Pennsylvania. Actually, a lot of them there. There's still a small community, and people never live, never leave the tribe. So they don't pay taxes. They still live the old life. They don't use electricity. They don't use internet. They still live the same old lifestyle in the state. Imagine, all this technology in the state, they don't want to use it. So today, the technology play a big role in our society to break these borders and to become one. I know the government have so many restriction. We broke this restriction over so many things already, especially the last couple of years. I don't want to go into that details, but this is one thing that I really wanted to say.
But that's
Yeah.
fine. Everybody can do. We have to respect. Let's
Yes.
see. This is another mosaic from Fariha. Yeah, and special needs as well here. Very nice. And the
Yeah.
dogs and the animals. I love it.
They show us the diversity, isn't it? Where I live here I'm living here in Sugarland, Texas. You know, I was blessed because I came here from actually from Bolivia, and the first place where I arrived it was Sugarland, Texas, and you can see a diversity that is incredible. You know, I have never seen it's people from all around the
Wow.
world. So you can understand several kind of accents for English language, of course, and also you can learn about different cultures and different food and different ways of attire. You know, it's very rich, and it's a very rich and community for I mean I'm talking about the experience. I'm talking about the experience, you know, like having brought my kids here, they had a very nice experience, and now they are more like involved with all the human, and they are very respectful of everyone. I'm thinking that we had a very nice experience of diversity here.
Mm.
Yes, absolutely.
That's a very nice experience.
Yes, yes,
And by the way, we have a program. It's called International English for Peace.
yes.
When we know all the English accent around the world, and when we use English, it doesn't matter if we don't have the perfect accent. It just we use English to know each other and to know the huge variety around the world. And it's called International English for Peace. And I
Yes,
think it's a nice way to abordar to start with English
yes.
as a language that
That's
can help
beautiful.
each other, not a language for colonization or whatever. Well, famous graffiti by Bansky. I really like Bansky. I like this. This is from Fariha as well. I love this one. The graffiti and the visual art. If you are an artist, you can change the culture too. Make the song about peace. Make the your painting about peace. Culture about peace. See, there is a sculpture in La Paz. It's a dead soldier on the public place. Not a real one, no. It's made of bronze. It's a statue. But
Uh-huh.
I think if one day I am the president, the first thing I will do is raise this soldier and make something alive. But not. That's right here in the this place, yeah, Plaza del
Yeah.
Obelisco. No, 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 no. Make your heart for peace, to raise consciousness, to have beauty around the world. You, if you are an artist, you have a great part in this beautiful process. Oh, this is yours. Giovanna, do you want to explain about Dr. Alicia Paz? She's from
Yes,
the state, right?
yes. She's living here in the United States. She has a background from Argentina. She was raised there as well. And you know, the main thing that I love from Alicia is that she approached me, and I knew her with a goal, with a vision. And she said that her goal is to avoid 1 million suicides in adults and teens. And she says, I'm going to make it in 10 years, yeah, by December 2031. She's a doctor, okay, and she's a survivor from trauma, okay. So she had a very bad experience, and she was in a what we call the dark night of the soul for a while. But she recovered, and now she has a very nice vision of what she wants to do. She's helping with some programs to her patients and all the people that she's meeting. And you know, she created some trauma programs. But what kind of motivated me to talk about her is
Yes.
actually the vision, how a human being can, you know, create peace inside of each one, and then project and try to help humanity with that experience. And I love the name of her program. And she says, "I smile from the heart." And do you see these small hearts that are in the corners of
Yes.
that? Okay, those hearts are smiling, and that's one thing that got me, because it's very meaningful. As you check the Mother Teresa saying that peace begins with a smile. Okay,
Correct.
so I got it. I mean, peace begins with a smile. So now Alicia Paz, she's going towards creating a foundation. Okay, she's had a lot of lectures. She has given lectures and things in universities, and she's creating a foundation that is going to be called my peace, your peace. In Spanish would be mi paz, tu paz. So
Wow.
yes, so that's one of the you know, the human um, movements. Alicia is one example for me of how human can actually create peace from chaos and disorder. Yes,
Very interesting.
yes. So
And about suicide, she's right. Suicide rate is going up, and the age of
yes,
young people committing suicide is getting up, done,
yes,
meaning 11 years old. That's very little. 10 years old. I have a report of 9 years old, 8 years old of suicide because of bullying
yes.
and stuff like that. So that's definitely something we have to attend. And by the way, we have the idea of to do a special program in Spanish and in English about suicide and about the purpose of life, and a lot of information you have to know before you commit suicide.
Yes,
But
exactly,
it's
exactly.
true. We will do a special one,
Yeah, that
definitely, for
maybe.
young people
Yes,
and for
yes,
whoever is in
yes,
nervous
exactly. And
breakdown and stuff
that's
like
that's the movement that she's creating, and probably we could invite her as well.
that. Yep,
Yeah,
good
yeah.
idea. Let's be in
That's
touch because you know her and we can do something.
Well,
Definitely. Let's work together. That's the
yeah,
idea too. Join venture all together.
yeah.
Yeah. Education for peace. Oh, this is from sent by our friend Sylvia. Do you want to tell us about
Yes,
this?
yes. And I Sylvia had a presentation, and actually she had a presentation. She's your the academic facilitator, and she's for P3000 Education 3000, and she's specialized in education for peace. Okay, So, and
And
she gave us this part of our training in, and she provided some PowerPoint. So I love the PowerPoints, and I just took these two quotes that say, "Education for peace is an educational, dynamic, continuous, and permanent process based on concepts of positive peace and the creative perspective of the conflict." And this is taken from Jesus Xares in 2006. So what this gives me is the idea that peace is not like something very static, but it's a
Correct.
process. It's a process.
it's
Peace
giving
is not,
us, yes.
it's not a state that we're going to reach, or which is gonna we're gonna approach, but it's something that we create each day, you know. And the last part that is saying that we have to approach through a creative perspective of the conflict. And I understood why they are talking about this, because it's, as this piece is a process, we have to see the conflict as an opportunity to have some choices, some possibilities to create the peace that we want, you know. It's like uh, we do not have to react, but actually see what the conflict is showing to us. What are the actions that we are going to be taking in face of this conflict? And another idea that she gave me is like that the education for peace is identified with a humanistic spiritual conception and supported by the principle of ahimsa, nonviolent action, and satyagraha, search for truth. Those are concepts that come from Chinese Taoist, and I love the idea that to see that peace actually is based on these concepts of truth. You know, the truth that each one of us have. Let's say God, let's say spirit, let's say quantum field, whatever we say. But actually, peace begins with that deep knowledge that we are not just this experience or this body or this mind, but we have something bigger that it's running through us and working on us in order to for us to reach this state of peace that is going to help us actually for being more productive, and also in our expansion in our human evolution. So um, those two ideas kind of gave me the bold idea of what is peace and how I can reach it. You know, like in a very in like towards the action, but also the origin of peace, the spiritual origin of peace. I love the I love this part of the class in facilitators the facilitators training in P3000. Yes.
I always love the last sentence. If you go back one, yeah, be the change that you wanted to see on the word.
Oh
I
yeah.
always I always write it on every single post that I wanted to promote peace. It's not only by our act and our action. I always put it in a we sentence. We
Yes.
need to be the change we wanted to be to see on the word. We are the
Exactly,
change.
exactly. And it
So yes, I always use this sentence, and it hits me so strong. And I wanted to mention other things as well. When you talk here about nonviolent and you highlighted search for truth, I do remember, I do realize one thing here in a new generation, and this why I always remembers Naomi's talk when she said the big shift is happening now, and the shift is already begun. This new generation, they don't care about right and wrong. They do just feel the feeling. and they work up on it, and there's so much attached to nature and humanity and spirituality. They broke all the rules. They do see the truth from different perspective, and this is what make them um, go faster than us. They're really bright on that, and I'm so proud of them, really.
Yes, you're
And
right.
because
You're
look,
right.
there is a saying I really like. If it is not with me, with who?
Yes.
If it is not
Yes.
now, when? If it is not here,
Exactly.
where?
Yeah.
Correct.
I love that
That's
one
true.
too. We should have put it there too. I mean, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. And
What
yes.
about the Earth Buddies webinars? This
Okay.
is something you found, Safe Soil. I like the way they do things. Don't wait
Yes,
for the big change to go from above or to start from above. They will start with us. And this group, they show us how.
yes.
They are very active and they use all the social network.
Yes, and I found this. Actually, this is from a global movement started by Sadhguru, which is a mystic. It's an Indian mystic, and he has a very big movement right now that is called Save Soil,
Mm.
and they're planning on restoring the soil. Okay, and now they are in a tour that it's a 100-day tour in which each day they ask people to tweet, to promote, to save soil. Just to create this consciousness that actually the soil in Earth it's damaged, and that if we keep this path, I mean, it's
Yes.
not going to be very nice what comes for comes next. So we want to just have this kind of movement, and because in that way we are just not just promoting the our peace culture, but we're kind of leaving a very nice place for the coming people, you know and so I'm thinking that we're going to be talking about this a little bit more when we talk about ecology. Okay, but this movement and many movements more that this group do, um, I'm thinking that this is the kind of things that we have to do. When you said that we have to begin now, we have to begin here. I'm thinking that that's our responsibility. It's like to be responsible, to respond to all of these things. Okay,
Let's go to the
so you
next one.
tend to go to the next one. Oh,
Peace Culture Village. That's a very nice one.
yes.
I like this one. The Peace Culture Village is in Japan. Actually, it's in Hiroshima.
Wow.
Or maybe you want to read it. A Japanese nonprofit international community.
Yes.
Organized farmers and experiential peace training camp. Four-pillar peace education, art, and communication based on the idea that education, art, and communication through transformative educational project strive to reach the most marginalized youth and use art and communication activities to help them explore and express. PCV hosts the PEAC program where underserved youth from around the world can experience a peace culture lifestyle, reflect on what peace means to them, and learn skill they can bring back to their community. They did a lot and they learn a lot. Especially when I talk about the Hiroshima and peaceful culture, I remember the great bad history of Hiroshima itself, the bomb. And when I read the book about Hiroshima and what happened to them, I was about to change my major because I did MRI and I was learning about the radiation. and it's so frustration. They think it happens to them, and see what now they have done, because they learn from their mistake. They learn from what happened to them. So really, when we talked about history and you were mentioning this, and you see that, you realize that history can improve our life if we really look at it through learning lesson. So most of the time, our consciousness grow more bigger through through experience. And I think sometimes you get bad experience in your life, and you work so hard not to have it again. And I guess this is what we learn with this beautiful society. They try to promote peace with every single action. And if you got to work with them too, you see how much they learn from that. It's an amazing thing, really.
Mm. Actually, PEAC program is a university in Colorado, in the
Mm,
state, and I would recommend the university to take an active part. So they decide to do the Peace Culture Village, or to use a university structure and contact to have peace culture all around the world, with exchanges, and do some volunteer work over there, or create peace culture village as a campus as well. That's why in our idea of multi-U or multi-university, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, we want to promote the idea of 5-continent campus, where you really know each other and you are all friends. And this is a very good way to start worldwide peace culture with the young people. And not only the 5 continents, the different
mm,
culture, like they
mm,
say here, they help with underserved youth, meaning it's a nice word to say youth that usually are marginalized. I don't know in English, marginalized.
mm,
And this is exactly what we don't want. So that's a nice way to show actively actions. Remember, sometimes you say peace culture, okay, peace. Oh, we have to meditate and do nothing. Wrong. Before, centuries before, it was like that. Now, when we talk about peace, is peace inside? Yes, but with active action, because it's time of action right now. Because sometimes it's a pretext of, oh, I am in peace, I don't do anything. But that was the best way to do anything, because that was a trick of our mind to do nothing. And now I'm so happy because everybody is actively involved, and it's so beautiful. And that's why we are here on Earth incarnate right now. So that's, don't be afraid
mm,
of action. And we learn through actions, because people say, oh, but what if I'm wrong, or if it doesn't work? But we will learn from it. Nothing happened. On the contrary, we get stronger, and we will know the steps, and we will know what to do and not to do. And still, we tried. And that's beautiful. Well, this is my great call for responsible, active, peaceful action. But of course, it's like the earth, the soil, and all that. How earth is going to recover if we don't do anything? Like from the sky, something is going to happen? No, we have
yes,
hands for that. It's
yes.
like the camel. Do you know the story of the
And
camel? I
and
know
we
it's
have
almost
mine.
2 hours. I have to go fast. The story of the camel is,
uh,
one day, it's a guy, Omar. He had a camel, but he was very tired, so he didn't want to get up and to tie the camel properly, so the camel
mm,
won't go away. So he said, "Oh God, take care of my camel while I slept. I'm sleeping." And then the next morning, the camel disappeared, and he said, "God, what happened? You didn't care of my camel." He said, "Yes, but I don't have hands. You have hands, so I need you to tie up the camels. I can do it up in the sky." So remember, we have hands. That's,
That
we are the one who can do it. Okay, this
yes.
is my big speech about how to take actions. We have yeah, now it's
Wow, that's
two small
nice.
videos. This is taiko drumming. This is a festival. By doing festival or by doing huge event, you make peace visible as well. This was done by the Peace Culture Village, exactly this slide, Peace Culture Village,
Mm,
PCV, in Hiroshima, Japan. So quickly, I will show you. It's only 1 minute. We can see the festival and see how these big events and festival you make peace visible. Let's see it. Can you hear?
oh, that's nice. Wow, super.
cool. So we invite you to do festival in your place.
Oh my
That's
gosh, yes.
Festival with
beautiful.
ancient culture, with movies, with good food, joy, team working, and with a
Yes,
message: we are all friends. See, this is
that's
something we
Yes.
can
beautiful.
all do, or with your family. It doesn't matter. Okay. And the other one
Yes.
is about Holi. You know this is very famous in India. I played Holi quite a couple of times, and Holi is for peace as well. Let's see the video. There's a small kid saying what it is about. I loved it.
Yeah, it is the festival of colors. Holi
Hmm.
represents spirit of friendship, love, happiness and family time. We play Holi by applying colors on each other. We throw colored powders and colored water on people. Children use water guns which are called pichkaris in Indian language. Holi is also known as the festival of love and friendship. So it is like burning your bad memories and start new. Even your enemies will be friends. It is just a little color and a hug. People from all ages and communities play Holi. Holi is fun. Today, Holi is a global festival.
Holi for Indians is both a religious as well as socio-cultural festival during which a wide range of colors are smeared over each other as a mark of love and belongingness. Every year most Hindus across the globe participate in the festival. Besides the religious reasons, the biggest reason to celebrate this festival is to mark the beginning of the new season, spring. Also, many believe commemorating this festival brings good harvests and the fertile land. The festival also has other rituals like special food, drinks and music that adds more enthusiasm to the celebration of Holi. It is also believed that in ancient times the change of seasons used to bring viral fever and cold, and the playful method of throwing colors made of natural medicinal plants had a great medicinal significance in curing the symptoms of any such infection. This became a ritual.
Entonces, so
Wow.
let's make
Well,
festival,
like,
like music festival, dance,
well,
like
I
you do
didn't
in
know
Lebanon.
I didn't know this kind of thing is originated in India because we use this kind of color to create more connection with all kind of people coming from different societies. We use it over the revolution and we dance and we got all this color over each other. It was fun, but I didn't know that was originated in India. So it's always good to learn new things every day.
Beautiful.
I love the video. Thank you all for
Yeah,
this information, for sharing. Karina, thank you so much, Karina, for all your great messages.
yeah. And please, if you see afterwards, and you can always put your comments on YouTube and Facebook. Thank you so much. So it was our longest program, 2 hours
Oh,
on
two
peace and
hours. Oh,
multiculturalism.
oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
yeah, 2 hours. We got them. 2 hours and 2 minutes and 44 seconds. So
Oh God.
thank you so much. But
Thank
that
you.
was worth the length. I didn't see the time going over. I mean, peace, we could
Yeah.
talk the whole day or
We
the
can
whole
talk
week.
about this forever. I told you that. Yes,
Yes,
Yeah. And
thank
remember, it's
you.
not only talking. We invite everybody to be part of it. I am peace. We are peace. Peace, we are
absolutely.
part of it. And this
Yes.
is a new change, a huge, big shift of paradigms for this earth and the new society. We are all co creating all together. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
I
See you
love you
next
Thank you,
guys.
time.
Ivana. Thank you, Kausar. And thank you, all the team.
Thank you
And
for
thank you,
this
you,
beautiful
all
community.
the
Yes,
viewers,
good for you.
because you are all
Absolutely.
part of this big family and we really enjoy to be
Yes,
together. See
Thank
absolutely.
you.
you.
You're so precious to my heart. Take care. See you next week with the new
See you next
pillars.
See
week.
you, Giovanna. See
See you
you.
next
Thank
week.
you,
Bye.
Mariha. Bye
All
bye.
right. Take care.